Okay, this is a short video on iMerge to give you a quick overview of the product. First off, one of the great things about iMerge is it does what it does every time. So that's the concept. The original concept was I want to merge two records and I want to do it fast. And I don't want to have to answer a bunch of yes, no questions. Deep down, though, what it's doing is it's actually merging what an end user can't merge, right? If you think about it, an end user cannot move activities, subscriptions, they can't move events, gifts, pledges, anything financial, certification, relationships, or user credentials. You can't move those. It's just not possible. But what an end user can do, they can, of course, move name and address information and demographics. Okay. Another great thing about iMerge, it can merge company records. The built-in one in iMIS cannot merge company records. This is really powerful for a trade association where two companies might merge, and I want to take all the employees of company B and merge them into company A. iMerge can do that. Another great part is you can tell it to merge name and demographic information, but you do that using a simple stored procedure that we give you examples from with our documentation. It's really easy to make iMerge customized to what you need it to do. And it can even go out and do non-iMIS data. What if you have another table in your SQL database and you want data in that table, which is a non-iMIS table, maybe it's from your CMS or something, you want iMerge to look at that so it can do that too. Even better, if you have your own list of records that are bad, you've got a bad ID and a good ID, you can feed them to iMerge and it's going to go ahead and just merge them all at once. So you can give it a list of IDs and it'll go to town. But even better, it will find duplicates. Using the duplicate finder in iMerge is super powerful. One of the great things about it is it's going to go ahead and use your search criteria. It's not going to use the built-in search criteria in iMIS. You get to decide what happens. And you can even segment the duplicates if you want. That's pretty cool. When you go to segment the duplicates, what happens there is you're going to go and tell iMerge, well, let's go and find the ones that have been around for a while versus the ones that haven't been around for a while. So that's pretty cool. And you can hide the known duplicates. So if you have two John Smiths, they both live on Elm Street, you can hide those. They'll never come up again. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it can do. So let's see iMerge in action. I've just searched in iMIS. Sorry, I'm using desktop, but two David Smiths. If we look on the first one, we can see, wow, he's been going to events. He's got a ton of activities. Let's go back and let's look at the other one. And not too many activities. Oh, he just signed up for the annual conference. And if we jump on his user credentials, we can see, sure enough, he just created his record today to sign up for the conference. So I'm actually going to go and merge these two records. And the easy way to do that, of course, is to fire up iMerge. So the first thing we do is search for our duplicate ID. And we go Smith, comma, David. And it finds the two records here. So we're going to go ahead now and say this is our duplicate here. And we're going to merge that over to the other one, Smith, David, and grab that. So what's going to happen now is to merge everything that I can't physically do. So I can move that event if I needed to. I could do a change ID, but I'm going to just go ahead and say anything that this record has done, including the last used username and password. So David on this record probably is going to remember his login. On this one, he obviously didn't. So I'm going to keep the login, but I want to move everything else, right? So let's go ahead and run this. And as we run this, we get a message coming up here that it has finished and it is successful. So let's go ahead now and jump right back into iMIS. Now, I didn't do anything with the old record. Notice that he's still out here. Here is both records and they've been untouched, right? I didn't go and do anything except move the information. So let's go now. If we look at the events, we can go and see, look, that annual conference has been moved over. And in fact, if we look at the user credentials, this is his older record. Notice his login and everything has been kept. So we haven't lost his login. Everything's great. Back to the original David Smith, the one that is our problem child here. Notice he's no longer registered for that event. So this is great. And in fact, we've even gone and identified and made a note in the change log, if you will, to note that there was a merge done. Now, you notice there's no way to really tell that anything happened to this record. And so that's because I want to set up my iMerge better. So it's a great intro to the options. We normally would want to mark the old record for deletion. Probably the number one thing people don't do or forget to do. I could have deleted that record from iMIS. We don't recommend deleting the record. We'd like you to purge properly from iMIS, but you can do it if you like. I should have done that. The flow down company name and address, once again, if you're merging two organizations and you want the new company name and address to be flown down to all the attached records. Custom merge fields, those would be for our multi-instance or tables and fields that are outside of iMIS. And then call stored procedure. We have the ability to call stored procedure, as I mentioned, very powerful. I could do all sorts of things like keep the most recent paid through date, but the oldest join date, things like that. In my case, I actually am using our Merge web account. That's how I magically got the username and password for the login merged to the new record. Okay, so that is super powerful. Last but not least, let's go back and look at our duplicate finder. This is what I'm really excited about. I love this because this is how you find all of our duplicates in mass. So if I go out here, notice there's a default duplicate search. What this is going to do is take the first 5 characters of the zip code, first 4 of the last name, and first 1 of the first name. And I can say find dupes, and it goes out here and it finds all the dupes. Now, maybe it's finding a lot of false positives, right? How about this? Look, there's David, all these are false positives, right? Why is this other person appearing in here? Well, maybe I want to have more granularity. So I can actually go up here and say, let's go and get the first 5 characters of the last name and the first 4 characters of the first name. So I could do things like that. I could even go in and ask for part of the address as well. And then we can go save as, and we're going to save it as Doug is cool or something like that. I like that name. And now when we run find duplicates, we might find fewer duplicates. Notice there's fewer found here. So very powerful duplicate finder. And check this out. I can exclude certain records. So if I don't want to have people who are marked for deletion to appear, I can do that. Now, if I did decide to merge these 2 records, all I have to do is hit merge. But you saw, even though it's only a couple seconds, I have time for this. So you can batch merge these records, choose what you want, and just add to batch merge. And then when you're ready, you can just go up here and look at your batch list and go ahead and merge all of those records at once. Remember the very powerful thing, the known duplicates. So if I chose that, I don't know, on this record, these were 2 different people, they're not. I could say add to known duplicates and never see this again. So a lot of very powerful things you can do with iMerge with the right configuration. So let's do a quick refresher of iMerge. Remember, credentials can be merged, it's optional, and we're going to keep the most recently used login and password. User-defined tables can be merged. Multi-instance, you can do right from the product via the setup. Single instance, you do via stored procedure. That's going to give you the power to decide what to do with each and every field. Can the end user pick and choose what to keep? No. Remember, iMerge does what it does each and every time. I'm going to finish this video talking about contact merge. Contact merge is included at no charge with iMIS 20, and maybe that's okay for you. A couple things you do need to always create enabled for your user-defined tables. iMerge doesn't care about that. Contact merge is always going to move data to empty fields on the record you're keeping. So doesn't matter what your rules are, it's moving data. So spouse name, it's moving it if it's blank. You can pick and choose what to do in your setup with iMerge. I find this a big bummer, right? Contact merge is only going to move data to empty fields on the record you're keeping. iMerge, you can choose things like I want the earliest join date or the oldest pay through date, even if they are filled in on the record I'm keeping. And unfortunately, contact merge cannot merge to organization records. So if you're a trade organization, you're in deep doo-doo. Another thing that contact merge does, it does move all the permissions from the discarded contact to the new contact. I don't know if I like that. Kind of scares me a little bit that they do that. And it always is going to move multi-instance data. The nice part is in iMerge, you can choose which multi-instance tables should be merged. Finally, there's Contact Merge Plus. It's an available optional add-on for iMIS, and it's going to use the built-in duplicate match key in iMIS, which, as you saw, was the first 5 of the zip, first 1 of first name, and first 4 of last name. The great part about iMerge is you can go ahead and create additional searches. You could create your new favorite search, or each and every person could have their own type of search. And then the downside is you do need administrative privileges with Contact Merge. No worries with iMerge. You just need level 4 in customers. If you have any questions, reach out to us at sales@csiinc.com. And of course, csiinc.com/iMerge will take you right to our product page where you can watch additional videos and get additional questions answered. Thank you.